Yo, what's up? What's up? What's going on? Can you guys hear me okay? Yo, John, what's up, my man? KHW, how's the sound? Anybody there? Alright, so this will be a quick one, I guess. It's kind of a off hour to do a stream on a Friday, but it worked out for me today. So just gonna show you guys what I'm looking at going into the weekend. Go over some past trades and kind of talk about what I was seeing there and what I think. Yo, sound good. Austin Gomez, what's going on, my man? How you doing? So we'll go over, some things that I kind of saw throughout the week, and kind of talk about the S&P, inflation, macro really quick, and where I think the equity markets are going. And then from there, it's a lot lighter today in the on the stream, but I could focus more on you guys. Aaron Braun, what's up? SO Tick, what's up? And you guys get all of me, right? So I guess let's just get into it. Looking right now, we're looking like we want to break up. Seeing a slight push after the equity market closed. You could tell people have some equity market fears still, and just my general thoughts on the market. Let me Let's just take a look at the S&P real quick. So, just looking here at this move, I mean, this 4-hour candle right here, the S&P definitely looks like it's bottoming out, in my opinion. NASDAQ, same type of situation. It's trying to bottom out. The Fed is jawboning, hands down. They've been doing this since I was a rookie, working for the bank. They're in such a bad position, and they basically got their hands tied right now. So they're talking up rate increases, and they're talking up a big game, but honestly, in my opinion, in March, quarter percent rate increase. They're gonna keep doing the tapering, and it's not going to be anything substantial. Jamie Dimon came out this week and basically said that he sees 6 to 7 rate hikes this year. Doubt it, highly doubt it, not likely at all. That would destroy the market, in my opinion. If they raise the rates 6 times, that's putting the short-term rates at about 1.5%. You'd be putting the 10-year well over 2%. And, fundamentally, from when I was a trader, the 2% 10-year mark there's a psychological thing around that where, if you're a portfolio manager, as I was, you start substantially decreasing your allocation to bonds. To stocks. And I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they want to roil the markets like that. I see rate hike, pause, maybe a rate hike over the summer, pause. If things get bad, if COVID keeps getting out of hand, you're going to see rate hike, then rate reduction. The Fed has to keep the Ponzi going. They're going to keep it going. But it's good to see going into the weekend, the market pumping like this. This gives me some, a positive feeling about how we're going to look next week. There's a saying called TINA, right? TINA is there is no alternative, right? You got zero rates. Where are you going to put your money? Like, seriously, where is it going to go? Short-term bonds, savings account. Like, where are you going to put your cash? You got to keep allocating the stocks. The stock market will go up this year, at least, I'm thinking like 6 to 8% on the year. If, they start to become dovish again, then, you could have another 10 to 15% year. This can keep going. Markets can remain irrational longer than people can remain rational, right? So that's my thoughts there. And so let's get into Bitcoin, right? Let's look at the chart on the daily, just kind of see what we're looking like. So when you zoom out here, looking very similar to this September bottom. If things, don't go so well for Bitcoin, we end up down at the lows. I think we get another bounce at the lows. And if you're looking back towards September, you can see we had this spike here, and then, this 4,500 area. That looks like a good place to get involved to me. I'm seeing a lot of orders in the book stacking up there. If we go down, back below 40, you got to start thinking, looking at other levels to take bids. And This is another area where I'm seeing in the book, like mid 37s right here. So lining up with this, lining up with these wicks over here. That's another area. The sellers came in a lot earlier than I anticipated. I was thinking a move like from here up to here. I posted earlier, actually Don Alt just put up a weekly chart, and it's not looking as good on the weekly. I was hoping for some type of reversal, and getting us back up here. But as we're standing right now, who knows what the weekend holds for us? Thin volume. We could dump over the weekend or we could pump over the weekend. It's kind of uncertain. So getting to some lower time frames. So right now I'm long. This is where I wanted to get long. Again, took the short up here and took the long down here. Closed some up here. Thought we were going to, head back down, but this 42.8 area held. I actually had to stop at 42.9. I had to move it while I was in the car. But, right now I'm aiming for the highs. It's looking, not terrible, but not strong. I started to see a lot of buyer absorption. A lot of people buying up here and seller just eating that, and that's why I took some profits up here. But and I'll go to the book, and we could look at the book and kind of see where the orders are. But to me, right now, it's looking like a higher low, right? Higher low, aim for these highs, and see where that gets us. So, that's kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell, what I'm thinking right now. Obviously, lower, 4,500, and then, the lows, obviously. We could just get some sideways action in this range here for a bit. That's not, over the weekend, low volume, nobody being able to push price in one direction. We could just kind of do this sideways for a while. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with Bitcoin right now. If we go to the book here, so just to go over some of my trades like for the week, right? So long at the lows, got in here, added some more here. We stayed above this daily VWAP, bounced at the weekly, and I kind of just trailed my way up here until I started to see some sellers come in. You can see, if I zoom in here, all of this red here, these are sellers coming in on the ask. That was the level that they wanted to get involved. So I didn't sell here. Wanted to see a retrace. Retraced here, back to these daily highs. And when you see something like this in the book, just like at the lows, took out all this liquidity. You want to see it retrace. We didn't retrace all the way down to the lows. That was positive, so I added, right? So here, you have the retrace to the highs, and what happens is when all of these limit orders get filled here, we don't continue higher. Market sellers start smashing the market sell button. So that was my short thesis right there. So my first target was 42.5, hit that. I actually I kind of jumped the gun, which I always do when I take shorts. It's just like I don't know. I just can't stay with the short for long enough. But it was good because I ended up getting out 42.5, kind of tried to ride this up, didn't go anywhere. You hit resistance right here. I got stopped out, and then I set my bids right, where my bids were set right here at this composite point of control. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, right here at this composite point of control, and wick below it, and that was the long. So if you look at the book, a lot of support came in. You can see down here, this a lot of orders came in down here, and the reason why I moved my stop down to stay in the long was because buyers came in right here to support price, pushing up. So having some serious struggles here for sure. But I think it's kind of gonna be a grind sideways, grind higher, boring type of weekend. So I'm looking for price to trade kind of between these highs and this 41.8 area. So that's what I'm looking at with Bitcoin. Kind of a quick, summary of what I think about stocks. And, I know it's Friday afternoon for you guys in New York. What's up, Yusuf? I just kind of want to keep it light. We'll talk about some alts that have been pumping despite Bitcoin kind of struggling here. And, you guys can ask me any questions that you want to go over. But I'm already seeing near come up. So let's look at near. We'll look at the chart, and then we'll look at what's in the book. And again, this is FTX. It's what I use, in terms of perps. I think it gives the best information. A lot of spoofing on other exchanges, and like Bybit, for instance. I posted about that earlier. Is if you're looking to do what you see on Bybit, you probably already missed the move, and you should probably fade it. The Bybit apes are usually wrong. So let's check out near really quick, see how it looks in the book. So I'm sure everybody saw the news, right? So near getting a huge investment, 150, I think it was $150 million investment. This is like, the demand behind this is insane. You're at all-time highs. I posted a moon tweet earlier, which I usually don't do. I got a little excited, and people were like, "Yo, I'm aping in right here." Like, don't do that. Please don't do that. I just meant, when I said get some, I meant build up a position. So people are looking for levels to get involved, right? So just, looking in the book, it's not really telling me much here. But, you got like a point of control right here in this area at 1940, 1950. You can see it came down here and bounced. Some people look like they front ran that level, to get involved. Going in the Asia session, I think it pumps. Over the weekend, I don't really see this like pulling back. But if we go to the chart, so here we are. So when it comes to near, you know, looking at the structure that we have right now, you got this point of control right here, this 1940 area, which, like I said, kind of got front ran right here, like 1955. But 1850, I don't. As long as Bitcoin doesn't seriously dump over the weekend, I don't really see it going below this, right? Where it stops, it's like nobody knows right now. So, you know, 20, if it breaks out from, this all-time high, serious breakout, you should probably be looking for at least a 10 to 20% move. So $22 to $24. But if you don't want to just, FOMO in right here, I would definitely say let it break out, see what happens, retrace, see if the all-time highs hold, and, you got a high volume node here, 1940. You got your lows here, and, you got some volume down here. But near is super strong, and I'm a big fan. Between near and FTM right now, those are my plays. Like if I'm gonna take a long, like a perp long, it's either near or FTM. So I'll go over. Okay, FTM and Luna, sure, perfect. So segue right into FTM. Here we are. So, zooming out, looking at the daily, right here, same situation as near, all-time high, breakout, who knows where it goes, right here, so the all-time high is right here about 350. So, I think if we break this resistance here around like 320, 317, from there, I don't know, $4. You just kind of see, just watch the price action and see what happens after the breakout. This 211, right around $2 is a perfect place to get involved. Sorry, let me sip my tea real quick. But going lower time frame, so $3 is a problem. I didn't want people to FOMO in here. I mentioned that before, that we were at resistance at $3. But $2.80 looks like a great place to get involved. You got this structure right here, and that looks like a good place to long. Below that, I'm not really sure, because it made such a huge move, kind of straight up here. And there's really no structure down here. So, maybe like 260, around the mid $2. You got, this right here around 260 looks like a level. Obviously, this naked point of control here that's sticking out at 234. Just to go over, really quick with market profile. Some people have, been giving me a pat on the back this week about how accurate my calls have been, and I gotta give props and shout outs to the point of control. Well, shout outs to the profile, sorry. But when you see a naked point of control like this sticking out, if prices were to, I would think that Bitcoin would need a nuke for us to get back down here. It's kind of forming this consolidation range higher, and like I said, 260. But naked points of control are an amazing place to get involved. You know, price hasn't interacted with this level since we had all this volume down here. And trust me, like pro traders, they're looking for this. They're looking for price reaction to this right here. Also, you know, you got weekly VWAP, so you're probably gonna have like a confluence with the weekly VWAP at this 280 level. That's another strong place to look to buy FTM, in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts here. Resistance $3. You got 320 as a major level of break. Then you got all-time highs 350. Then price discovery. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking about FTM right there. Luna. Let's look at Luna. All right. So Luna's looking good. That doesn't say much. So Luna's looking good. You have some, you know, this is not FTM near kind of breakout, you know, territory. You're gonna have a lot of setbacks here on the way back to all-time highs. You know, right now this 85 level I'd be watching. You know, 85, 90, and 100, pretty much. That's pretty much what you're looking at. You know, so places to get involved if you're not long, and we get a pullback. Weekly VWAP right around $75. The bottom of, you know, this level here. You got high volume right here at $80. So you may get a strong bounce here. You got this point of control over here. That looks like a level. And serious pullback, you know, $70. And then the lows. That's what I'm looking at with Luna. It's definitely looking better here, but wouldn't be the play that I would take right now, probably. That's just my thoughts on Luna right there. You know, I would get involved in Luna at the lows, but not really interested in buying up here, in my opinion. That's, you know, some kind of move up, retrace, you know, kind of seeing, well, you could kind of call this a retrace right here. So, you know, breakout here. It's kind of a retrace to this high and going from there. But, you know, just got to watch the reaction to these levels above 85, 90, and $100. So that's Luna. What else? Austin Gomez. Do you usually take profit and re-add if it breaks out and retest? Yes. So, when I say, okay, so I know a lot of you guys like may follow Ryan and you may follow me, and we trade in a similar manner, but we are not the same person. I can tell you straight up, like in a day where I probably take 2 trades, maybe 2-3 trades, Ryan takes like 14 to 16 trades. You know, 14 to 15 to 20 trades. I don't really trade like that. My system is a little different, right? So when I trade, I am adding and taking profit the whole way up until I flip short. So, like I said here, so for Bitcoin in this instance, right? Long, pullback, long, took some profits, pull back, add, stayed long, didn't take any profits up here, wasn't seeing any major resistance, pull back, holding above VWAP, add, right? Sideways, don't do anything, hit some resistance, or hitting a prior daily high would be a moment where I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna cut here just in case, right? And then I add back, right? So I added, like I said, added here, sideways, up here on the profile. I was seeing value move up. So when you see value moving up on a profile, and I'll actually show you guys what I mean by that, you don't want to short that. You don't want to fade that. You want to see price spike into a new level and then get no volume and start to drop. That's a fade. But we moved up here on heavy volume and we stayed there, right? So I didn't really take any profits up here. I was waiting. Good thing I waited. Moved up higher. That's when you look for the short, right? So we hit a higher level, moved up, rejection, and me personally, I didn't take the short there because we're still above VWAP. I use VWAP as kind of my trail, because if price action is bullish, VWAP is where people want to get involved, right? If it broke through here, closed through VWAP, I'm done, whatever, lovely trade, I'll get into another one. But here, right back above the daily high here, resistance, market sellers, short, right? Long, down here, and we didn't really go anywhere for me to add. Actually, I took profits up here, and when I took profits up here, I added back to my full position, down here, and right now it's just kind of coasting, and I may cut that after the stream is over. I don't really know what doesn't really look too bad. Sometimes I'll trail my trades. So if you see right here, this is like a ATR kind of trail thing, and I'll just have a stop here just in case price wildly spikes and just gets me out, and I'll look for the next one. But compared to where we had bullish action back here above VWAP, and now VWAP is this is a running VWAP. Like, this isn't so it's a daily VWAP that doesn't reset every day. It just kind of keeps moving with the price. And this green line here is a weekly trailing VWAP. So you can see here VWAP's flat. I don't want to let my trade come all the way back down here, especially when I add it up here. So I have like a stop right kind of below these lows here. So that's kind of like my thought process when I'm trading. I try to let my trades go as long as possible. Call myself like a swing scalper, right? Like I scalp, so like, and I try to get involved at the extremes, right? So if you look at Bitcoin, lows, scalp the lows, not going, wait for the next one, scalp the lows, and scalp until it goes, right? And that was the move. But I try to keep, stay in my position for, as long as it looks strong, right? I'm not the biggest fan of like overnight positions, like especially, so for something like this, before I go to bed, I'll probably close this because it looks like it's maybe not going anywhere. But you know, recent local lows, taking out all this buy liquidity, I'll let that run. Um, that's just kind of some of my thoughts behind how I handle a position, or my trade management, I should say. Uh, you want to look at near in particular. So when it comes to alts, it's different because uh, alts, I don't use much leverage when, if any, if I'm trading alts, right? Like, alts are leveraged to begin with, in my opinion. So, they have built-in leverage, I should say. So when it comes to something like near, so when I was getting involved down here, we were making the lows. And this was a spot play. So bought some spot here, retraced the lows, bought some spot here, and then bought some more here, right? Now, once it starts to go, like after it took off, I ended up closing out most of it at the recent local highs, which was like around $17. And, so I ended up getting out early. I should have just let it run or maybe buy some more, but retrace back to here, right to kind of where I got out, I got back in. So, but it's the same type of situation with Bitcoin. I would buy here on a pullback. I would buy more here. I didn't because this happened overnight. So, that would have been a great place to add. But that's pretty much, I try to trail it with like, when I'm buying alts, I'll trail it with like a VWAP like this. So if you bought here, I posted about like a weekly, VWAP cross, right? So, down here, you could have got involved up here when this crossed here at these lows. It's different every time depending on the strength that the pair is showing. But that's just kind of how I do it. I made a tweet about this before, and it's counterintuitive, right, to add to positions as you're going up because you're looking at your average open price. You're like, oh shit, like, I got in at $13, but then, why am I gonna buy here at $15? Like now I'm in at 14. But you add to winners. You don't add to losers. And I'm not talking about like pyramiding a position. Like I'm talking about building a position, right? So, all right, boom. This looks like it's holding. I could add some here. I could add some here, and you average higher, right? But since I'm not dealing with crazy leverage or anything like that, I don't have to worry about bringing up my liquidation price, right? So, yeah, that's just kind of how I do it. What else is going on? Any other questions? Ah, man. Yeah, man, gotta give this away for free, bro. There's too many people out there just ripping people off paid groups and this and that, and it's just like it's insane. Like, especially if your trader that you're following is making as much money as he's saying that he's making, why in the hell is he charging you $50 a month to show you what he's doing, if they're even doing it, right? I don't believe in that. Like, I learned this, I was blessed to learn this from, Ryan taught me a lot, but obviously I know markets and I know trading. But, this is something like, I think it benefits the whole market in general if more people know what they're doing. You know, everyone getting wrecked and fucking levering up here, to try to get like a dollar move in near or something like that. It hurts the whole market when retail is doing things like that. And then, you get the cascading liquidations and then it makes us look bad. So if everybody knows what they're doing, then the market's more stable. We can make more money, right? Um, that's just my thoughts behind it. Like, I love helping people out, man. Teach a man to fish. That's my motto for sure. Like, I've been blessed to be taught by like the greatest mentors, like in banking, in trading, and you gotta pass that on for sure. It's necessary. Um, any other pairs anybody wants to go over real quick? I'm not trying to do like another 2 hour stream, but I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts going into the weekend, since it's kind of a lot of uncertainty out there, and kind of give everybody a game plan, really. I don't look at fibs. I'm not a fib guy. I'm not an Elliott Wave guy. Not that I don't believe in it. It's to me, it's, put it this way, right? Everything that fibs are looking at, everything EMAs are looking at, confluence, all of that, it's in the market profile. It shows the levels. If you crypto farmer, I want you to take your fibs, right? And I want you to take a chart, look at a major pair like BTC or ETH, right? And I want you to pull those fibs out, and I want you to look at the market profile side to side and see how those levels line up. See how the fat areas of the profile where there's a lot of high volume is right where the fibs are. You know what I mean? It's like, why do I need to look at 17 different things to see the same stuff? That's pretty much my thesis behind that. Like, why do I need to look at where the the EMA is and this and that? Because, all right, VWAP, look, EMAs, if people use them, they work, right? If enough people use them, they work. If everybody's doing the same thing, then everybody should be buying and selling at the same prices, right? At the same levels. So looking at the volume profile will give me all of that without having to have 17 indicators up. Like, I guarantee if I pull up, like the fibs of, let's just look at this. Alright, where is the fib tool? See, this is how much I use it. I don't even really know how to use it that much. Where's the auto one? the hell's... Oh, okay. So let me go on a lower time frame. So here you go, right? Like if you look here, this, so right now this is, the last 3 days. This is the high, this is the low. Look at right where this point of control is, right here, right? And look at how it lines up with the 0.38 fib, right? Look at this point of control here, and look at how close it is to the 0.78 fib. Like, it literally, to me, I don't need it because I have this. That's why I don't lean on those things as much. This fib right here, like, this 40, it's basically this level. This is kind of a, it's support and resistance is not a level, but an area. But it kind of all lines up. Here's my level, there's the fib. It's so to me, it works, yes, but I don't really need it per se. That's my thought on that. I get everything I really need from the market profile. It's that's just how I trade. But yeah, to answer that. All right, I'll take a look at Sol. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Crypto Farmer. It's like there's so much, I use fibs, I use Elliott Wave, I use this, I use that, and it's like those things work sometimes, but to me, this is way more important. Like it just works. I don't know. I've tried other methods. I've done other things, like trend following and this and that. Like this is the market profile is the main thing that I've found that works no matter what the market is doing. If we're trending, it works. If we're ranging, it works. And that's just my thoughts behind that. So you want to take a look at Sol. All right. So Solana, taking a look at this 160. So this whole, going back to September, this is the highest volume node. You could see caught serious resistance right here at this 160. I'm the biggest fan of Solana. I like Solana a lot. The only thing that worries about that, one thing that I worry about, like a lot of altcoins, is you got a long ways to go down if Bitcoin breaks down to 30K, which I don't think is going to happen. I think it holds, but like I said earlier on Twitter, if the weekly closes red, I think it gets a little dicey. So Solana's looking really similar to Bitcoin. Broke above this level, from the previous little range that it was in over here on the breakdown. And, poked up, came back down. And, so if Bitcoin holds, you should be good for these highs over here at like 160. And then beyond that, I'd be looking for 170. Basically from where the breakdown started, Below us, weekly VWAP 143, 140 was, in the previous run, 140 was one of my best longs. I got into Solana at 140, and I rode that up, into the first time it broke 200. So 140 is a very strong level. But yeah, everything is pretty much dependent on Bitcoin. When it comes to the major pairs, right? It's all dependent on Bitcoin. Things like FTM, things like Near, they're gonna make their own moves, outside of, they're gonna make outsized moves compared to whatever Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and AVAX are doing. Similar thing here. AVAX is actually not looking too great. Kind of hovering at this weekly VWAP. Kind of sideways action below resistance. From this range. Not really a fan of how AVAX is looking. It broke out strong from the bottom. Got a lot of volume up here, and we just shut down. Right below $100. This previous high from this range. So AVAX wouldn't be the play I would take. Just kind of looking at some other ones. Let's take a look at Atom. So Atom is just kind of sideways building up here at the highs. Poked at these all-time highs a couple times, but lower time frame. It's looking pretty good. So you got this point of control here, $40 resistance. Above that, I think it breaks to the highs. Above, if it closes above this 40 and a half area, I'd be looking for the highs. Assuming that Bitcoin goes, right? So Atom looks good. FTM near. Luna looking stronger than AVAX and Sol. Those are pretty much the plays. Anyone notice Doge breaking out though? This has baffled me a bit. Poking above 21 cents Doge. I didn't see that coming. But yeah. So it's been an hour. Kind of wanted to keep this short and sweet. I know people gotta get ready for their Friday night plans or hang out with their kids or whatever they gotta do. Any last questions? Anything people want to go over really quick before I hop off? John, you went flat. I don't blame you, kid, because I feel like the market's gonna be flat. I think we covered everything, guys. And KHW, thanks for shouting out the music. That's my little secret playlist that I got going on. Trade secret, can't tell anybody about that. The Doge breakout is hilarious, right? Like who's buying this? I don't know, but I am not. I would have down here. That would have been a hell of a trade. But something that I never keep on my radar enough to hop in. But yeah, those are the pairs that I like. That's what I'm looking at right now. That's kind of the focus. That's where my head is at right now. So just to do a quick recap, of Bitcoin again really quickly. So we got the highs here, looking pretty good after market's closing, kind of sideways action. I will watch 43.7. You got this naked point of control here, and right there the resistance level, and then the highs, right? I'm looking for this 41.8.5 area to be our higher low, and I don't really see the market pushing through these highs over the weekend. Kind of see some ranging action like this over here, but those are my thoughts on Bitcoin and kind of how I think the market goes over the weekend. And yeah, so shout out to everybody for joining. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Aaron. Dot. Let's look at Dot because my man asked for it, and then I will leave you guys with some awesome tunes as I hop off this stream. So Dot having a nice day for sure. That is. So yeah, Dot's looking fantastic, man. On the daily. So this is a serious level right here. Looking back to the past, it's like $28 level. So a break here, I think goes right to like $30. You'd be looking for these highs right here. On the lower time frame, looking damn good. So yeah, lower time frame, you're already above, this high over here, and then there it is, $30. Like that's where you should shoot. If I was long, that's where my take profit would be, to be honest, or one of my take profits. So this 30 to 31 level, that's what I would do. That's what I would do with Dot. All right, it's 6 o'clock on the dot. So I'm gonna go eat some food and chill and watch some TV, and play with my dog, and call it a night. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for hopping on. Crypto Farmer, Francis, John, BRB, Esotic. You guys are awesome. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll holla. Peace.